press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Welcome back to your English class. Today we are going to continue the lesson we left back, that is on the Top of the World by Dickie Dolma. A brief overview of what we studied in the previous class is Dickie Dolma was into mountaineering and she lost her mother at a very young age, okay, and then at 11 years she lost her mother, and as she was trying to get used to the feeling that her mother's presence is not there with her, her elder brother also passed away, and she had a difficult time dealing with the challenges that had to be accepted in the family. She used to look at the Himalayas just outside the house. She was from Himachal Pradesh, okay, Palchan in Himachal Pradesh, and she was always excited to climb up those mountains, to look at them from the top. She wanted everything literally under her feet, and that is how she could achieve everything that she thought. She had those challenges, but she never took them as difficult challenges. She always emphasized on being good or better and best at what she did, always striving hard each time she did. Her friends and family supported her to join the institute at Manali, the mountaineering training course that was done, and she was a good student there. She used to get A grades, and what was the happiest moment in her life was not that she got A grades, but she was selected to an all India expedition to Mount Everest, and that was her dream. It always felt like dream come true for her when she saw the name on her list. They had to climb 3 other mountains as an exercise so that they can get selected for the next phase. They had to give 3 trials to 3 different mountains, and that is how they could select them, and she got selected. She was excellent in what she did. Now on May 10th, 1993, she climbed the Mount Everest, and she became the youngest woman in the world to do this awesome feat of scaling up the Mount Everest. She felt that the world is under her feet, and that moment of happiness, she says, how many number of awards I may have got. I may have got state and national awards, I may have got a lot of recognition, but nothing is compared, that happiness of climbing the Mount Everest. Standing on the peak there, standing on the top and looking down at everything, literally the world below you, is something that cannot be explained. And she says only those who have climbed there, an Everester, can tell you the exact experience of what it is. People may feel it but cannot be told in words. So this is a brief overview of what we studied in the previous class. I would like to continue from where we stopped in the previous class. Okay, we stopped in page number 187, the 5th one. Okay, so we'll move to the 6, 7, 8, 9 today, and then we'll wind up the lesson on the Top of the World. So follow your copy, students. 187. Okay, the 5th, I'll read the 5th paragraph and then we'll have a continuation to the lesson. The view from above is something that only an Everester will understand, but perhaps not be able to fully describe. It was much more breathtaking than I could have ever imagined. The entire national and state awards that I have been bestowed with are nothing compared with the experience of seeing that view. So today we are going to continue now. As for mountaineering being a tough sport, frankly, the thought never crossed my mind. She knew mountaineering was very difficult, but she never kept the thought in her mind that that is a difficult task. It's a Herculean task. No, she didn't keep that thought in mind that it is very difficult and I will have to struggle to achieve it. Rather, she believed that I can do it. It's not that difficult. It's easy because I am interested, because I like it. She kept the thought that she can do it. Now, the belief in herself made her do it. She didn't doubt herself. She didn't doubt her capabilities. She didn't doubt her interests. Rather, she motivated herself. Self-motivation is important. She motivated herself. She took up the challenge. Though there were no one in her family, especially her closest ones, the mother and her brother, she couldn't do anything apart from it. She had to bear that loss. She had to move forward because she had to lead her life. She had to go on, but she took it up as a challenge. She knew, she says here, isn't it? Mountaineering was a tough sport, frankly. It is tough. But I never made that thought cross my mind. Maybe it was my zeal for the work. She says, how I could achieve this or why I could achieve this is because I had the zeal, I had the enthusiasm. Okay? What is it? Enthusiasm. I had the zeal, I had the enthusiasm for the work. Scaling peaks is second nature to me. Scaling peaks is second nature to me. She says, that is the second most important thing to me. That is the second most thing I am interested in. Scaling mountains or going up the mountains. I was very determined and was willing to go to any lengths to achieve my goal. She says her determination. Okay, I was very determined. Okay, determined or determination. That is, believe that I can do. Okay, determination. She says, I was very determined and was willing to go to any lengths to achieve my goal. She felt that I have to achieve it. And she was ready to go to any difficulty possible, to go to any extreme. Any length is any extreme in order to achieve her goal. She did not think, she says, I did not think twice before I did something that interested me. Before I did something that I take up as a challenge. But rather, what did I do? She says, I could take everything that came to me, be it very difficult, be it a situation that may seem impossible, but I made it seem possible for myself. I went on to practice. I went on to train myself. I went on to take up my interests. I learned things that I needed. Okay, and that is why I think, she says, my determination, my challenge, my interest has made me achieve my goal. When it comes to hard work, I have never been scared. She says, any amount of hard work that I had to put, I was never scared. She says, any challenge that came into my life, also I was not scared. But I took it up as an easy task. I took it up as a task that I had to fulfill. As for sincerity and responsibilities, I am not a shriker. She says, in the matters of sincerity, being sincere, being truthful, okay, and responsibilities. She says, I am not a shriker. I'm not a shriker meaning, I'm not a person who doesn't want to do something. I'm not a person who doesn't take up responsibilities, but I will challenge myself to take certain responsibilities that have to be taken by me. Shriker is, I don't run away from my responsibilities. I don't get away from what's given to me. I don't escape. Escapism, okay? I don't escape. Rather, she says, my sincerity and my responsibilities, I willingly do it. I'm sincere to my work. I'm truthful. I'm faithful to what I do. And I don't make anyone blame me for anything that has to be done, because I take equal responsibility for whatever work is assigned to me or whatever work I have to take on. In fact, the early hardships of life had helped me realize that success always follows hard work and dedication. Now you have to register this sentence in your mind, and it's very, very true. Early hardships of life had helped me realize, she says, early difficulties, that is deaths in the family. She had difficulties growing up there, she had family responsibilities to take, early difficulties, okay, helped me realize. She says, because of these difficulties, I came to know what? That success always follows hard work and dedication. Underline this word and keep it for your lifetime. Success always follows hard work and dedication. There is no shortcut anywhere, okay. Now in example I'll give you in mathematics. When we have to write some competitive exams, we seek for shortcuts. But if you don't know the formula properly, be it anything basic mathematics also, if you don't know the formulas properly, how can we apply the shortcut? Same thing with related to any work. If you have been repeatedly doing it in the long cut, okay, in the long way, in the long process, you will automatically judge what's happening. Now if there is if you are into maybe we'll say teaching or medicine, okay, you have put a lot of effort in the beginning. Now if you have been, let's take your example, forget our example, let's take your example. Now if you are a student, if you are preparing for your boards, or if you are preparing for your term exams, from the very beginning, from the very first day that your teacher started teaching you any subject, you have put your heart and soul into it, you have put all your dedication, you are determined to say that I want to score so much, whatever your target is, okay, I want to score this much in my boards. If you do that, she says, success always follows hard work and dedication. Now if you are very dedicated in completing your notes, in studying what's given, okay, in doing your assignments, in doing anything related to your studies, and in order to achieve certain goals, you want to maybe get in somewhere, you want to maybe be a successful person. To reach there after like 5, 6 years or 10 years down the line, to become that topmost person within yourself, not competing with the world. You have to be the best for yourself, okay, automatically you will become the best for the others. So if you do it from the beginning, the end is easy. Now you think you have not studied anything, in the last minute you sit with a book, you are all confused, which are the important things, what is to be studied, what is not to be studied, okay. But if you have kept a track from the beginning, you know, okay, this is what I have to study, this is the only thing I will revise now. So that is shortcut. But what you did in the beginning is a long process, and you have put your hard work into it, you have put your dedication, you are determined to do it. If your mind says, let's sleep today, no problem, okay, let's have a small nap in the afternoon. Two types of thoughts. One is, I have to do this work, I have to complete it by 5 in the evening. Other side, it's okay, it's only 2 o'clock now, you can sleep, at 4 o'clock you can wake up, 1 hour is enough to write, okay. Now there you need to balance. Which one will you listen to? Which voice will you listen to? Let's go for a nap, or let's sit and write, so that I finish and I can play, or I can do any hobby that I want, or anything, or watch TV, any entertainment that is there, okay. So this is how. So for her, for Dalma, she had a lot of difficulties and she got the success because she went on to take up her interest for mountaineering, and she gave her full energy into it, full heart into it, full mind into it. She learned many things. She was curious for knowledge. In my quest for the Everest, I used to practice 4 hours daily. How many hours did she practice? Now before going for Mount Everest or climbing Mount Everest, they had to give 3 trials. After that, she used to practice for 4 hours daily, because they need to get that grip, they need to have that amount of energy, isn't it? So she used to practice for 4 hours. More than the physical or mental problems, my biggest headache was my financial situation. What was pestering her, or what was her major difficulty was money. She didn't have a lot of money, she couldn't be earning because she was very young that time and she just finished her studies. So she was very young and that led her to have financial problems. When I was getting ready for the final frontier, my father was bedridden and a lot of money was needed for his treatment. Now there is another difficulty in the family. Father was bedridden, that is he cannot get up from his bed. He is completely on bed, okay? And he had some illness. Final frontier, that is last stage. When I was in the last stage of achieving my goal, my father went on to bed, okay? He was confined to the bed and he was, they needed a lot of money for his treatment. So the family had very little to offer me. So she says, my entire family had very little money to offer me. They didn't have much money and I had to save my father. I had to look after my father as well. We had to take a specific amount with us which was really big for me. Okay. Now when she was going for her expedition, she also had to take some amount of money. Now that specific amount of money, whatever amount of money she had to take, that was also really big for her because there were a lot of financial problems in the house as well. And if she had to take extra money from there, it was very difficult. She was finding it very difficult. Yet I never once considered leaving this spot. Okay. She says, never even though I had the difficulty of my father being on bed and I not having money and my family not having me, give me a lot of money, I still was determined that I have to go there. Okay, yet I never once considered leaving this spot. Okay, never did I think that I wouldn't go, but I wanted to go. Besides mountaineering, I love to listen to music, especially old Hindi film songs. Okay, old Hindi film songs. Apart from mountaineering, what is her hobby? She says she likes Hindi music, okay, Hindi songs, Hindi film songs. She listens to music. I lost my father a year and a half after, I lost my father a year and a half after scaling the Everest. Now she, poor girl, is left alone. Her father has also passed away. Now I wanted to tell you this word. She expired and passed away. We do a wrong usage of these two words. Okay. Now henceforth you mustn't do the wrong usage of these words. We say the person has expired. Wrong. Person doesn't expire. Person has passed away. He has gone away from us. What is expired? Expire is for products. You buy oil, it has manufacturing date, expiry date. Expiry date is for products, not for people, okay? Not for people. Passed away. When somebody dies, we say he or she passed away. They have just gone away from us, okay? But you feel their presence. Okay, we have that feeling. Emotions are connected, isn't it? A person may have gone away from us, but his or her emotions are connected to us. So we say passed away, he's just gone away from us, alright? And products are expiry. Expiry date of a product. Man or woman or human beings don't have expiry date like that, okay? Products, they say December 2020 is the expiry date. Is it written for human beings December 2020 is the expiry date? No, right? It's not written. So for products it is expiry, for human beings it's passed away. Don't make this mistake any time in future. So I lost my father a year and a half after scaling the Everest. Now her father was in bed and she went up to scale Mount Everest. Then after a year and a half that she came back from climbing the Everest, she lost her father. Her father passed away. Currently I am teaching mountaineering at the institute where I learnt the ropes myself. Now what is she doing? She's become a teacher there teacher where? In the same institute where she learnt the tricks and techniques of mountaineering, and from where she went on to an expedition to Mount Everest. She learnt the ropes herself. Okay, learn to do the ropes is learn the ropes phrase. Okay, phrase learn the ropes is you are learning to do something. Okay, idiom. This is the idiom. Idiomatic phrase. Okay, idiomatic phrase, idiom. Learn the ropes is learning to do something. I am teaching mountaineering at the institute where I learned the ropes myself. I would like my children to take up adventure sports provided they are willing. So she says, I want my children also to take up adventure sports if they are willing. She doesn't force and say my children have to do. She says if they are willing, I would like them to take up adventure sports. So this is the adventurous story of Dicky Dalma on the top of the world. So we have finished 2 supplementary readings. Further we will get back and then maybe come back to supplementary reading. Now here you must remember certain words. Go to page number 186. Remember from where she came. Okay, Palchan in Himachal Pradesh. How old she was 11. Then she was regular at the National till 1989. Then she was fascinated by the grandeur of the snow-clad peaks of the Himalayas. Then where she learned her mountaineering in Manali, and at 16 she went there. She took up her basic course in mountaineering in 1991. She scored A grades and she was selected for an expedition to Mount Everest. May 10th, 1993 she climbed the Everest. Okay. Then she says what has kept her going was her zeal, was her enthusiasm, was her determination, was the confidence, her motivation that she gave herself. Okay, so many synonyms, you can use any one of them. Okay, most of the synonyms are there in your textbook itself, you just have to read it. Then she said she didn't waver away, or she was particular with what her goal was. She was not a shriker. Then she talks about financial problems and how she lost her father, and how she would like her children also to take it up. So this was an interesting lesson, students. It was apart from other stories that we have dealt with. This was a little bit of adventure. What she has said is right. Maybe those who have climbed it will understand how difficult it is, yet what is the happiness. We here may not be understanding what the happiness. Even I am not able to comprehend her happiness because I have not climbed it. So only when we experience things, our memories get better, our understanding gets better. Okay. So read the lesson. I would like to wind it up over here. Read the lesson, pick out the words, use in your day-to-day communication. All right. We'll come up with a new lesson in the next class. Thank you very much, students, for listening.